I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
When is Kate getting here?
Should be any minute. She was on one of her Goodwill treasure hunts.
Treasure hunt? Oh, here she comes. And in an amazing new jacket.
Ready to rock, guys?
You definitely are.
Where'd you get that?
Don't you love it? I got it at Goodwill.
Kate got it at Goodwill. With hundreds of thousands of unique items arriving in-store daily, you can get it at Goodwill too. Find your convenient neighborhood location at goodwillaz.org. Nonprofit for good.
It's time to head back to school and forward to your future with Carrington College. For over 55 years, we've helped train the next generation of healthcare professionals. Apply now to get hands-on training from teachers with real-world experience. In as few as 9 months, you could start making a difference in healthcare. Classes start soon in Phoenix, Glendale, Mesa, and Tucson. Visit carrington.edu to see what's next for you. Visit carrington.edu/SCI for information on program outcomes.
Hi, I'm Andrew the Homebuyer. Selling your house right now the traditional way isn't so easy. The average home is taking months to sell. Fortunately, I can help. I'll come to your home and give you a cash offer within minutes. Then we can close in under 5 days. And I'll make sure you get as much money for your house as possible. Call me, Andrew the Homebuyer, today, and let's get your home sold. Visit andrewthehomebuyer.com. That's andrewthehomebuyer.com.
Son, do you know what time it is?
Your father and I were waiting all night for you to come home.
I'm sorry. So we could tell you that you're eligible to become a member of Navy Federal Credit Union. Wait, what?
Since your dad's a veteran, our whole family can join and get exclusive savings, discounts, and award-winning service.
Thank you. Now go to your room and think about what we said.
All veterans and their families are eligible. Join today. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
I'm Kirk Herbstreit, and today I'm eating Raising Cane's. I want a solid bench of 4 chicken fingers, crinkle-cut fries with Texas toast. Now back to you, Todd.
So the usual.
Make Raising Cane's part of your game day lineup.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe, Phoenix, and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale, Phoenix. It's the lunch break.
First NFL game of the year in the books. It's a Football Friday edition of the lunch break here on KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert with you. Producer Evan behind the glass, ready to take your phone calls today, 480-864-1060. You can join us over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream. Chat away with us over there as well. And it is the first Football Friday edition of the program this year. Week 1 of the NFL. We have our picks to make. Somebody on the program is down 2 points before the week has even started.
I just want to make it clear. I'm not down 2 points.
You're down 2 points.
We're technically tied.
We are.
I just have less opportunity.
Correct. You can max out this week with 4 points.
Yeah, that's still 66%.
I can max out with 6 points if I go perfect.
You could.
So you are going.
But if you lose that 3-point play, guess what? We're back to square one. I could still win this.
Oh, if I lose my 3-point play, you could actually
win
the week. I don't expect that with the way your pick went last night. And for those of you who missed the pick yesterday, producer Evan, first year on the program. First year of us doing the picks on the show.
I also want to say, as soon as they went into the delay, I knew I wasn't going to get it.
He took the Eagles minus the 8.5. And as we all watched that game, it took forever. Had a hour and 5-minute lightning delay. And boy, did I love seeing all of the social media yesterday of the people on the East Coast. The game finishing nearly towards midnight. I'm just sitting on my couch. It's 8:30, rain, weather delay, and still early in the evening. I'm just enjoying watching
By the time my brother and dad got out, brother and dad went to the game last night. By the time they got out there, got out of there, got home, it was 2 a.m.
Yeah, I mean, it was the 1 hour and 5 minute lightning delay. And then you had Spitgate at the beginning of the game that everybody's breaking down and has an opinion on. Let me just tell you right now, I am not going to weigh in on that today. I don't have strong feelings one way or another about what happened there. I'm sure stuff like that happens every single week on the football field. We just had 4K cameras catch it this time.
I just want to say how impressive to catch it.
Oh, the camera work?
Like, so clear.
Oh, from everybody involved? That's why
clear.
And that's why the Sunday ticket is as expensive as it is, because you got to invest in the high quality cameras for moments like last night. That's why the Sunday ticket is so expensive. That's why you got to have Peacock and I think HBO Max.
So
Paramount Plus.
when push comes to shove, you can see Jalen Carter spit in high definition.
And then coming out of the lightning delay, you can see the other angle, the high all 22 angle of Dak Prescott potentially
my
spitting
favorite
first.
thing is
just after I said we're not going to break this down, here we are.
Somebody went back to it and then was like, whoa, Dak spit first. And we didn't get that until hours later. That is the best part of the whole thing, actually.
The whole discourse.
Is that we went back.
The whole discourse was just laughably funny, right? Like, of course, if the referee saw that, you're getting thrown out of the game. It doesn't matter who did. I'm surprised we're still doing but he did it first thing. Like, have we not learned in the NFL that it's who the referee sees doing it? Doesn't matter who shoved first. If you shove and the referee sees you doing it, the penalty's getting called on you. Like, it's not getting called on
why
he
is
started it.
4 yards past the line of scrimmage towards their huddle?
There's a lot going on in the whole thing, and I just only the NFL, only the National Football League have the spotlight on them, and that is what we are opening the show with. I do want to open the show, and the Daily Special has something to do with Thursday Night Football because the Eagles did win the game last night. They are 1-0. They did at least get their season off record-wise to the perfect start, but they missed an opportunity last night, and it's an opportunity that the Cardinals have this Sunday, and they need to make sure they don't squander it.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
The Eagles missed a chance last night. Now, this isn't going to dash their Super Bowl hopes of repeating. It's not going to derail their entire season. But they did miss an opportunity to make a statement. They missed a chance to kick off this year on a high note, dominating the Dallas Cowboys at home with the banner being raised in the building and getting off to a good start to showcase we are still the top team in the NFC. We are the defending Super Bowl champions for a reason. And I don't feel like that's what happened last night. And luckily, on this program, we have an Eagles fan who I can ask this question to. You're 1-0. You won the football game. That's what matters at the end of the day. It's not how you win, right? This isn't the college football playoff where you get judged based on
the score.
There's no style points. You're 1-0. You'll take it. You'll move on. But I'm sure you felt after the game and even this morning that you wish that they sent a stronger statement in week one.
Yeah, I think it's the best way to say it is it's a very similar feel to how I felt about Arizona State last Saturday, right? Like, right. I think it's the same way to look at it.
And so I want to extend that out. The Cardinals, they have a chance this Sunday to make that statement. I would make the case they need to make that statement. I don't think it's good enough for this team to win a close game on Sunday the way the Eagles won a close game against the Cowboys last night. I don't think it's good enough to barely scrape by and maybe win the game in the final couple of minutes and be 1-0, and we should be happy with them being 1-0. I think this Sunday is about making a statement, announcing to the football world your arrival as a team that needs to be talked about in the NFC. Your announcement to the world that, yes, this defense is for real. Yes, this quarterback in year 7 is ready to be the franchise guy. He is not just a game manager. He is good enough to carry and lead this team. Now, I know what people are going to say if they go into New Orleans and blow them out. They're going to say that's what you should do. But it's what they need to do. They need to make a statement this Sunday. They need to set their season on the right course with the right first step. And that's what this Sunday is about. A close game like the Eagles played against the Cowboys last night is going to raise way more questions, I think, about this team. Do you think come Monday, if they play a game similarly to the way the Eagles and Cowboys played last night, that we're going to feel good about where things are going? Do you think we're going to spend more time talking about the excitement about a Cardinals win, or do you think there's going to be more focus on what led to that small margin of victory? What things need to be addressed? ASU won last weekend against NAU. How much did we spend on the actual idea that they won the football game? Because that happened. They won the football game. They won it pretty comfortably, but that's not what we focused on this week. We focused on, hey, you committed 12 penalties. That's a problem. Hey, you abandoned your running game. That feels like a problem. Hey, Sam Levitt in this offense felt like it was very one-dimensional with him throwing to mainly one receiver. That feels like it could be a problem as this season moves on. So if they win a close game, I'm just telling you, we're going to spend more time on what went wrong than what went right in the victory. We're going to spend more time on if they commit a bunch of penalties, and that's what keeps the game close. If Kyler Murray doesn't play well, and that's what keeps the game close. He commits, as we've said on this show, those bad turnovers in key crunch time moments. We're going to focus on, hey, what if this defense does give up more points than we anticipate? What if they do struggle? That's the stuff we're going to focus on. You take all of that off the table if you go down there to New Orleans. You take care of business. You show off a newly revamped defense. Your offense looks better. It's more explosive. Marvin Harrison Jr. is more involved. And you take care of business. You come back a multi-score winner. You come back, the game never really in doubt. That game last night for the Eagles, in doubt. Even after the lightning delay, they could have lost that football game. They didn't, but they could have. The Cardinals need to make it to where the game is never in doubt, except when the ball gets kicked in the air. And I would argue it shouldn't even be in doubt then. That's what this team needs to do on Sunday. Make a statement. Make yourself undeniable. Make yourself the lead story on Monday because you went in, you took care of business, you dominated the Saints like you're supposed to. You're 1-0, and this team is off to the races.
I will tell you, it is harder to win in the NFL. So a win is a win in a lot of cases.
I'm not going to give it back on Monday if they win the football game.
But this one feels different. This is the team. They're not Carolina, who we think could be better, even though they're probably not great. This is what we believe as the basement of the NFL in the Saints. And it's no disrespect to the Saints. They just have a lot of turnover in that organization with a rookie head coach and a quarterback who has not had a lot of NFL experience and was not a highly touted draft pick. There's just a lot of question marks about the talent on the roster, the coach, the quarterback, and pretty much 15 of 22 starters on the team for the Saints. There is no excuses. Go in there, handle business, win by a score at least. You cannot be in a situation where you have the Saints going for, use last night's game as, a 4th and 3 late in the game down 4.
The game shouldn't be in doubt in the fourth quarter. The game shouldn't be in doubt in the early parts of the second half. You should be in full control of this game from the word go. If you are the team that we all think you can be this year, if this is supposed to be the year that this team makes that next jump, right? They jump into being a playoff team. That's what everybody thinks this team can be this year. That's what we believe this team can be this year. You know what you do against teams like this on your schedule? You just simply take care of business. At the start of the year, when you're more prepared for this team than anybody else, when you're going up against a first-year head coach, when you're going up against one of, roster-wise, the worst teams in the NFL, predicted to pick number 1 or number 2 overall, you just simply take care of business. You don't open the door for us to question what you've done all offseason. You don't open the door and allow us to question whether or not you're as good as we think you can be. Don't do that in week 1. Don't do that against this team. And so unlike the Eagles last night, make the statement. Make the statement and the announcement of We are going to be prepared. We are going to be well coached. We are a better football team on both sides. And when we are the better team on paper, we are going to go out there and take care of business. This should be a multi-score victory. I don't know if it's going to be one of my picks. I know we had a lengthy conversation last week about whether or not the Cardinals should be your survivor pick. Now, in that, you don't have to pick against the spread. You're just looking for a winner. So
You just need a winner.
I feel more comfortable if you're doing that.
I will tell you, and the reason I don't want to do the show before the show, as far as an offensive standpoint, how many teams have more continuity than the Cardinals will have this year?
Oh, that word is so important. The continuity that this offense has is going to help them, right? There's literally, of their starters, there is 0 new players. And I don't consider Isaiah Adams coming in at right guard as a new player, even though he didn't start all the games last year.
He was on the roster. He played. He started games. He is a starter now returning.
And oh, by the way, you brought Will Hernandez back.
I was going to say, and then you have the other quote-unquote starter at that same position also on the roster and is also going to be the backup. So it's really more of a flip?
Yes. It's the same group that you had a year ago. And so you should be able to. Sometimes you can make the case, got to shake the rust off. It's week 1. You can understand offenses being sluggish. I don't think this team has that excuse. I don't think they get that as a built-in excuse. You don't have any new pieces that you're trying to get up to speed. This is year 2 of Kyler and Marv. There shouldn't be any more growing pains. You should be ready to hit the ground running. Same play caller, same offensive scheme, same personnel. You're going to make some adjustments to try to get more explosive plays. Jonathan Gannon talked about that today. I'll share that quote here in just a little bit. You're supposed to just go out there and be the best version of yourself because you don't have any excuses. Truly, you have way more excuses on defense than you do on offense. Your offense should be turnkey on Sunday. Your offense should hit the ground running and be everything you want to be. Run the football, play action. Kyler's going to make plays. We're going to get the ball to Marvin, Trey McBride. I mean, it's easy. It should be simple for this offense to operate because it's the same group as last year. You have way more excuses on defense. All those new parts, all those new pieces, I could understand the defense being sluggish. We've voiced that as a potential concern for this team at the start of the year.
There's a recipe to win, though, for this team. We talked about it before, and I don't know the exact stat anymore because I haven't pulled it up in a while. If Trey McBride and Marvin Harrison Jr. lead this team in targets, they win like 90% of their games.
I think it was everything but like one game last year where if those were the 2 top target getters in any order that the
it was like
Cardinals
7-1.
won. Yeah, they were excellent when those 2 guys were the featured part of the offense. When they weren't, when they tried to get somebody else involved or one of those guys was taken away and somebody else had to try to fill the void, they struggled. So their offense flows through those guys. And oh, by the way, it flowed through those guys last year. So you should know in where you failed last year, you should very easily be able to learn because you haven't changed anything. You haven't brought in a new piece to try to fix an issue. You just need to fix schematically what you're doing. Your play calling, your play design, that's really where you need. So this team needs to make a statement on Sunday. Make the statement that the Eagles didn't make. Make the statement that you belong in the conversation. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. You can also hang out with us over on the YouTube live stream. Michael says good morning. Good morning to you, Michael. Appreciate you joining us here today on a Football Friday edition of the show. I'm certainly amped up for today's show. Every single segment, football related on a Football Friday. Not surprised. Not surprised that we are football heavy on a Football Friday.
A lot of the music today.
Maybe buy or sell. We'll sneak in another sport. Maybe the leftovers. I'm not.
In buy or sell, I will tell you there is at least one of another sport.
So we're going to, at some point, maybe take a time out from this, but it is football all day long here on the show. We've got the NFL look ahead coming up in about 20 minutes from now. We've got the picks coming up in hour number 2. We'll tell you how you can get involved in the picks segment every single week here on the show and compete directly head-to-head with producer Evan and myself. But when we come back on the other side, other than Kyler Murray, who can have the biggest impact for the Cardinals on Sunday? That's next. The lunch break. KDUS, AM 1060.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends. celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
Your choices matter. By choosing regulated legal gaming in Arizona, you're directly supporting our community. Those dollars help fund schools, support emergency services, protect wildlife, and promote tourism.
Tribal gaming contributions help my community, your community,
our community. Responsible play, real community benefits, making a lasting impact. Visit gaming.az.gov to learn more about regulated gaming in Arizona. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Gaming.
I got my first real six-string.
Brian Adams, Roll with the Punches Tour 2025. A night full of hits, live at PHX Arena, Saturday, November 15th. With special guest Pat Benatar and Neil Giraldo. Get tickets now at livenation.com.
We believe everyone deserves access to fresh food. That's why the Kroger Company created the Zero Hunger, Zero Waste program to share fresh food with the people in our communities. Our program and foundations have donated 3 billion meals since 2017. That's nearly 10 meals for every person in the U.S. Together, we can do more for our neighbors. Just round up your purchase at checkout. Fries, fresh for everyone.
America. We are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. By honoring your sacred vocation of business, you impact your family, your friends, and your community. At Grand Canyon University, our MBA degree program is 100% online, with emphases in business analytics and finance to help you reach your goals. Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Rome here with your Rome Report. Game week has officially become game day. Eagles v. Cowboys, Thursday night football, and not a second too soon. You know Eagle fan will be feeling it. Season opener, prime time, first game since winning it all, and a banner unveiling. Normally I would not suggest it, but Philly's finest might want to break out the Crisco and grease up the light poles because Eagle fan will be peaking. Even if Eagle coach Nick Sirianni said he didn't know anything about any banner ceremony. Sure, Nick, what's next? You didn't know you were playing the Cowboys? Speaking of the Cowboys, I've had some time to really think about Jerry Jones' decision to trade Micah Parsons to the Packers. And you know what? I have to admit, I still hate it. And hilarious to hear that the Eagles try to get Micah themselves. Jerry might be ignorant enough to trade him to the Pack, but even he's not ignorant enough to trade him to Philly.
You think I'm an idiot? Do you?
I'm Jim Rome. Remember, you can follow me on Instagram at Jim Rome.
O'Reilly. Protect your vehicle's engine with Syntec and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec Premium Full Synthetic Motor Oil is formulated for today's engines. Right now, get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99. Plus, receive 2 times O Rewards points. Limits apply. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Scott Hansen, host of NFL Red Zone. Lowe's knows Sundays are for football. That's why we're here to help you get your next DIY project done, even when the clock isn't on your side. Whether that's a new Filtrete filter or Bosch and Cobalt power tools, Lowe's has everything you need to feel like the MVP of DIY. So get it done and earn your Sunday. Shop now, in-store and online. Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
James Out West, your desert destination for sports here in the Valley.
You've seen Shador. We've all seen him. He's, kind of everybody gravitates toward him.
He's got aura.
There we go. Thank you, as the young kids say. He's just there doing his job. He shows up early. He stays late. He's not posting it on social media to post it on social media to say, look at me. What you see is when he shows up to a neighborhood in which just got burned down, the apartment complex, and he sets up food trucks. I can't wait to see what happens for him, and I think that they have a good foundation for the future.
It's James Out West, every other Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m., right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
We're going to make our picks in hour number 2 of the program. if you want to get involved, you want to compete against producer Evan and I, you'll have a chance to win a $50 gift card to Von Hansen's if you're able to beat us in the picks.
Call in, give us your picks
Now,
if you beat us.
Now, just be careful. Don't call in right this second. We'll take a caller when we get closer to the picks segment, but I want to set everybody up so maybe you can start thinking about it. You have to play along the same way that producer Evan and I do. You got to have a 3-point play. You got to have a 2-point play. You got to have a 1-point play. And if you beat any one of us or you tie any one of us, that counts as a win in our books, and we'll hook you up with that gift card to Von Hansen. So you have your chance to
tie goes to the caller.
Tie goes to the caller. This is a very listener friendly show here, and we're having some fun. We want you to be involved in the pick segment this year. Now, the only thing I'm going to say is we'll take the caller later on in the show. You have to bring it. Like you can't just get on the line and be like, my 3-point play is the Houston Texans. Like you have to bring some energy to the pick segment.
Have to.
Especially today when somebody's going to be doing this for the first time. Like, you got to set the bar high for everybody else to clear.
Set the tone.
And I'll tell you right now, if you guys stink at this, not your picks, but if you stink at the presentation,
I'm going to be concerned.
We may not do it.
Listen, it's week 1.
All right, it's fair.
Yeah, it's week 1 for everybody. Can I get something off my chest here?
Oh, okay.
We always talk about the angry roosters.
Well, it's in the promo that we play for the Sports Zoo, yeah.
I got to tell you, James Out West promo about Shador.
Yeah.
I mean, he did write a song.
So I don't know if you know this part about James. He is a Browns fan.
Okay.
So there's a bias there in that promo. Yeah. So he's going to defend his guy because he's a Browns guy.
Okay.
So now you're going to listen to that. And you're going to have a little bit of a different mindset
opinion
going
on
into
it.
it.
Yep.
But yeah, he is a Browns guy. So that's why he said what he said, and he defended his guy the way that he did. Other than Kyler Murray on Sunday, because let's be honest, I've talked a lot about Kyler. He's the quarterback of the team, so of course he gets a lot of the attention. But we've spent a lot of airtime talking about what he needs to do this year. In fact, we're going to talk about it a little bit later on in the show about what defines a good start for him on Sunday. So just for the sake of this conversation, I want to put Kyler to the side. And I want to talk about everybody else on the roster. Who else on the team can have the biggest impact for this team? I have 2 players that immediately jumped off the page. One on offense, one on defense. The player on offense is the player that everybody's going to, I think, pick for this because the Saints are so bad at defending the run. Like James Conner.
James Conner should have a big day. I imagine we'll have both players on both sides, but that was the name to me on either side of the ball that jumps off the page, right?
And just because I think if he is successful, it's going to be easy for the Cardinals to get into their game script, and it's going to be easy for them to get into the looks that they want to get into on offense. And I think the thing that's going to help Drew Petzing the most, in my opinion, as a creative play caller, is if the offense is staying ahead of schedule and the running game is doing what it's supposed to do. I think that's going to free him up to maybe be willing to take a shot in spots where maybe last year he wouldn't, because he knows he can always default back to, man, we've got a really good running game. And so if this shot play doesn't work here, I can just run the football and I know I'm going to keep the offense on schedule. So if the running game is going, if James Conner is going, I can see them coming out, 1st and 10. We're going to take a shot because even if we're incomplete on 2nd and 10, I think I'm going to be able to pick up enough yards to get me in 3rd manageable if we're running the football successfully. So I think it's good for what the offense wants to do. They want to be a run-first team. But I also think it's going to give the play caller, Drew Petzing, the confidence to be able to go to those looks, to take those shots, to have those explosive plays on offense. Because, and thanks to Josh Weinfist, he put this out on social media earlier this week, and I kind of been saving this tweet today to find a time to bring it up. But last year, the Cardinals had 70 passes of 16 yards or longer, and that's how the Cardinals internally define explosive plays. That was tied for 25th in the NFL. The Lions were number 1 with 99. So that's the difference between where the Cardinals sat at 25 and the Lions all the way up at number 1. So they want more of those explosive plays. To me, the more successful you are on the ground, the more opportunity I think it opens up for you to take those shots and try to have those explosive plays. If you're not running the football really well, You may try to make your passing game an extension of your running game and go screens and go quick slants and get the ball out and try to just get the ball to your playmakers out in space. You want to take those deep shots, expand the defense to then help your running game. You need to be in a position where your running game is setting you up for that kind of stuff. So that's my player on offense. And the player on defense is it's just Josh Sweat, right? Like that's at least the player it is for me. He can be a difference maker because he's the guy everybody's going to be keyed in on. He's the player that we're all going to be watching all year long to see the impact that he can have on this defense. I don't think any of us think he's going to be a superstar tier 1 pass rusher. I don't think any of us, even when he was signed, thought that was what his role was going to be. I think all of us thought, though, that he could raise the floor of this group, make everybody around him better while also being extremely productive. And I think if we start seeing other guys be successful, if we see Sweat getting involved and just making life miserable for Spencer Rattler, it's going to be the perfect start for this defense. Was Sweat your player on the defensive side of the ball, Producer Evan, or did you have another player?
Sweat was my guy on the defensive side of the ball. I also thought just the offensive, Dalvin Tomlinson is a huge addition, I think.
Yeah, the veterans on this team, defensively, you're going to pay attention to. I considered saying Marv, but to me, that's too close to the quarterback conversation for me, and I really wanted to steer away from that. And I just think the reason why I picked these two guys is aren't they really the poster children for what this team wants to be identity-wise on both sides of the ball? And so for week 1, the players that I think can have the biggest impact are the two players that identity-wise are your football team. And if they're doing well, then the team is going to do well.
Kind of an interesting stat here. You talked about the run game opening up the pass game. 25% of the dropbacks in the NFL last year are play action. 25.6% is the number.
About a quarter of the time.
About a quarter of the time. On 38% of those dropbacks, the offense results in an explosive play, which is 20-plus yards or more. That's what play action and being successful in the run game means to opening up this game for Kyler Murray and pushing the ball down the field to Marvin Harrison Jr.
You want to be successful in the running game because you want the counter to then be the team loads the box against you, and you have enough faith in your quarterback to say, oh, watch this. And he checks to a pass play if you're calling a run play, and he goes play action, and now all of a sudden Trey McBride has a heap of space around him in the middle of the field, and it's catch and run for 20, 25 yards. Or Marvin Harrison Jr. is able to beat his man on a one-on-one, and there's no extra help over the top because they loaded the box, and they're not playing cover 2, and they're not bracketing you on the outside. And now you can take that shot to Marv, running maybe a little fade route on the outside or just a 5-yard go route, and he just beats his man, and you just throw it over the top. That's what you were trying to get into, right? That's what you are trying to get explosive plays in your offense. You can only do it by being successful running the football and playing the chess match and forcing these defenses to try to stack the box against you to set you behind the chains, to set you off schedule, and that's when you zig when they zag, boom, you hit them for a big play. That's what this team wants to do offensively to get those explosives on Sunday. And Michael over on YouTube says the Cards don't do that. They need to do that. That is going to define whether or not this offense is going to grow and take that next step. And I don't think anything we're saying, they don't have the talent level to execute. I think that's the frustrating part. And so Drew Petzing, all we heard about was the growth of this offense. The reason why they didn't go out and add anybody in the offseason is because they felt like all they needed to do was another year to marinate. Another year of just baking the cake in the oven, right? Just needs a little more time, and then watch what happens. Okay, you've sold us that story. We bought it. You got to show it. You got to hit the ground running on Sunday. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. When we come back, I can't believe these words are about to come out of my mouth. It is the Week 1 NFL look ahead. We go around the NFL starting tonight all the way through Monday night's games. Give you my thoughts on the week ahead for the NFL. It's the Week 1 NFL look ahead, and we'll do it next. It's the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
On your ride home from work, join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
If we owned our own football team called the Angry Roosters, and we kept signing people to contracts, and they weren't honoring their contracts and kept demanding raises, at what point do we throw our hands up and just say no to everybody? We signed you to a contract. Play out your contract, and that's it. You earn a better contract on your next one, we'll pay you for that.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app. This hour's program is brought to you by Bet365. Football is back. Get ready for the season at Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Judas Priest and Alice Cooper.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
The metal gods, Judas Priest. The godfather of shock rock, Alice Cooper. October 22nd, Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater with special guest, Corrosion of Conformity. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Presented by 100.7 KSLX, part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
It's your last chance to stock up on your favorite refreshing wines at AJ's 25% off end of summer wine sale. Now through September 7th, explore our exquisitely curated collection of summer wines and save 25% when you mix or match 6 or more 750 milliliter bottles. Savor summer by sharing the season's finest sips and save 25% when you buy 6 or more bottles. It's now through September 7th, only at AJ's.
America. We are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. By honoring your sacred vocation of business, you impact your family, your friends, and your community. At Grand Canyon University, our MBA degree program is 100% online, with emphases in business analytics and finance to help you reach your goals. Find your purpose at GCU. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
I'm Kirk Herbstreit, and today I'm eating Raising Cane's. I want a solid bench of 4 chicken fingers, crinkle-cut fries with Texas toast. Now back to you, Todd.
So the usual.
Make Raising Cane's part of your game day lineup.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As director of diamond sourcing, it's my job to make sure every single diamond is worthy of a Shane Company engagement ring. Our team travels the world to see diamonds in person and handpick each one. That type of dedication only comes from working for a company that's been a family business since 1929. No matter your budget, your diamond is guaranteed to be the most beautiful because a friend wants you to pick from only the best. Drop by your store or shaneco.com and see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Denny's has 5 slams starting at $5, like the 2-egg breakfast slam. Great deals on full meals like the Super Slam. That's slamming smart. 5 slams starting at $5. And now earn booth bucks with Denny's rewards. Find your booth at Denny's. Valid at participating restaurants and on Denny's.com for a limited time. Restrictions and surcharges apply.
Live the horror at Universal Studios Hollywood Halloween Horror Nights. Select nights September 4th to November 2nd. Face your fears in post-apocalyptic LA in a haunted house based on the hit show Fallout and more. Event not recommended for children under 13.
The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alicio is your hub for everything high school and college sports. Join Vince and friends as they give you the full picture on student athletes and where they're heading. Live interviews with coaches across the valley.
Asking some of the tough questions.
Varsity recaps and in-depth interviews with tomorrow's sports stars. The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alicio. Live every Saturday morning from 9 to 11 a.m. Here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
The top of hour number 1, we'll try to define what a good start, or hour number 2, I should say. We'll define what a good start for Kyler Murray will be. We got buy or sell coming up in about 15 minutes from now. But we dive right into the Week 1 NFL look ahead. It's a Friday staple here on the program.
Whoop!
We go through all of the games of the weekend. We give you quick little thoughts on them all. There was a game last night. We talked a little bit about that to open the show. How about a game on YouTube tonight? You don't need Peacock. You don't need HBO Max.
I have a question.
Okay.
Is that like YouTube TV?
No. Like, YouTube proper.
So let me ask you this. Do you need YouTube Premium?
No. You just...
Love that. I'm all in on YouTube. Get all the games you can. All in on YouTube.
Well, YouTube has the Sunday ticket now.
That's where YouTube TV has the Sunday ticket.
Right, so I'm saying that's all the same ecosystem. Now that's what Google's trying to do.
Yeah.
So tonight on YouTube, free for all of us to watch, from Sao Paulo, Brazil, it's going to be the Chiefs against the Chargers. And I'm intrigued by this matchup because it is a good first test for the Chargers. I'm a big believer in what they can be this year. You got to show it to me early, and you have a really nice first test. And on the Chiefs side of things, I do think there are some of us out there, I would put myself in this camp, that are wondering if this team is on the slow descent, right? If they're on the wrong side of the mountain. Worry a little bit about the supporting cast around Mahomes, worried about how, hey, they had a good record last year. They made it to the Super Bowl, but they didn't look all that impressive. So you worry a little bit about, is that going to continue this year? Well, they can, just like we've been talking about with the Cardinals, they can have a good first impression. They can make a statement in the first game of the season. We get to the 10 a.m. Sunday slate. NFC South battle between the Buccaneers and the Falcons. If there's a team that's going to threaten the Bucs in the division, I think many people think it is the Falcons. This team now belongs to Michael Penix Jr. He was given the reins towards the tail end of last year. Baker Mayfield being talked about among the best quarterbacks in the league. How do both of these teams start their campaign? What does this Falcons offense look like with Michael Penix Jr. under center from the word go? Is their defense improved enough to where they're going to get pressure on the quarterback? All of these questions we start to get answered.
This is a big one because if you're Tampa, you come out and you quiet all those people that have told you time and time again, Atlanta's the wild card for this division. Atlanta is the team that can pass Tampa. You get to silence that in week one. And if you're Atlanta, you get to prove those people right and you get to do it at home. That's going to be an interesting game.
The Bengals go on the road to Cleveland to take on the Cleveland Browns. The Bengals 5.5-point favorites on the road. A good first matchup for the Cincinnati team and their defense. There isn't really a huge expectation on what this Browns offense is able to be, so it feels like the start of an MVP campaign for Joe Burrow, start of a good year for them, a way to get off to a better start than the start they had last year, losing to the Patriots at home in week one. And for the Browns, I think the question that I have in this game is, can you show me that you're going to be more competitive than I think you are? Don't know about winning this football game, but with Joe Flacco under center, are you going to be able to stay relevant in enough football games?
If you are Cincinnati, you have to answer the bell immediately. You couldn't get off the mat from losing to New England last year. Have to beat Cleveland in week one. And not just beat Cleveland, answer the questions that people have. Do it handedly.
The Dolphins on the road in Indy taking on the Colts. Indy a 1.5-point favorite at home. What does Daniel Jones look like in Indy? My big question, because if he plays better than I think we all think he can play as the quarterback, they could maybe be better. They've got a great running game with Jonathan Taylor. They have a decent offensive line. They have skilled players. If Daniel Jones can get the ball to Michael Pittman Jr. and Josh Downs, I mean, they have players that you get the ball to those guys in space. They can make big plays. It's just going to be on the execution of this offense, and you have a good offensive mind there. So can he get the most out of Daniel Jones? That's my question on the Indy side. And on the Dolphins side, it's kind of been forgotten about. I think people assume you've taken a step back. You were talked about as a team that could threaten the Bills for the AFC East. I haven't heard a lot of that talk this offseason. How do you start your season? Do you make a statement in week one to remind everybody that you deserve to be in that conversation? Or do you confirm everybody's suspicions of who you are as a team?
Miami is one of the most interesting teams in the league this year. That's going to be an interesting game. Exactly what you said. What does Daniel Jones look like? I don't think there's high hopes for Indy. How bad is it going to look? How good could it look? All of those questions up in the air. And if you're Miami, I mean, they are one of the biggest question marks across the entire league.
Producer Evan's second favorite team, the Las Vegas Raiders, are on the road in New England to take on the Patriots. It is the debut for Mike Vrabel as the head coach there in New England. It is the debut for Pete Carroll as the head coach there in Vegas. It's the debut of Geno Smith under center. A lot of debuts in this one, a lot of first impressions for their respective fan base. New England, a 2.5-point favorite at home in this one.
New England, the same thing, right? This team has been looked at as kind of the darling, the sexy pick for a lot of experts. New England going to make that step forward under Mike Vrabel. Let's see it in week one. And Vegas, you made a lot of changes. Geno Smith now at the helm. Pete Carroll is kind of the guiding hand and the new head coach for this team. What does that all look like? A lot of turnover for Vegas. And if you're in New England, it's Mike Vrabel's first game. Kind of answer those questions, respond to what people think of you.
How about a revenge game? It's not only the Aaron Rodgers revenge game, it's the Justin Fields revenge game. The Steelers go on the road, East Rutherford, New Jersey. They're 2.5-point favorites against the Jets. It's the debut of Aaron Glenn coaching for the Jets. The focus is going to be on the two quarterbacks. Does Rodgers have that big game against his old team to stick it to them? How does Fields look in an offense that has been completely crafted around what he does well? Perhaps for the first time in his career, an offense specifically designed for him. What does that look like? These two teams, they're not going to score a ton of points. They're both built on playing strong defense, playing low-scoring games. To me, this is going to be the most boring game of the early window. Not going to be a lot of times that red zone goes to this one. But the revenge game factor, Rodgers back in New Jersey, probably is going to get booed heavily by those Jets fans. Those are the things I'm keeping an eye on.
Two questions in this game, and it comes from both quarterbacks. What is Justin Fields? This is the first time you said it. We'll see an offense built for Justin Fields and around Justin Fields. What does that look like? Can he take that next step forward? And for Pittsburgh, how healthy is Aaron Rodgers, right? That question still looms. Can he still move? All of those questions still up in the air, so we'll see what it looks like for Pittsburgh.
The Giants take on the Commanders. Commanders 5.5-point favorites at home. My question in this one is, what does the follow-up look like? Do the Commanders make a good first impression? We've been saying that a lot here today on the show because it's important, especially when it comes to Washington. A surprise run to the NFC Championship game. How do you follow that up? Does your franchise quarterback have that sophomore slump? Does he take a small step backwards? This Giants team has been a thorn in your side over the last couple of years. You won both games last year by an average margin of 4 points. They play you close. Russ is going to keep them in the game with the way that he plays quarterback. The Giants defense is probably going to give Jaden Daniels some trouble. If Jaden Daniels is this difference maker franchise quarterback that everybody saw last year, you find a way to win this football game. You cover the 5.5. Good teams win, great teams cover. What does Washington look like here in year two with Jaden?
Can't say it enough. What do they look like in year two with Jaden? But from the New York side, what does his pass rush look like? You went out, you spent a premium pick on Abdul Carter. Is that going to come to roost immediately in the first game? Can it help you contain what's supposed to be an explosive Washington offense?
All right, we got to fly through a bunch of these games. Lots of teams in action, everybody in action in week one. Panthers take on the Jags. Jags 3.5-point favorites at home. It's not technically, but it certainly feels like it optically, the last stand for Trevor Lawrence.
This is the most interesting game of Sunday, if you ask me. Bryce Young versus Trevor Lawrence. Major question marks about 2 first overall picks. I think this could be a very fun watch and really interesting for what the future of both franchises really does in the next couple of years.
It is Bo Nix's follow-up campaign to taking the Broncos to the playoffs last year. It is the debut for the number 1 overall pick. You're talking about quarterbacks taking 1-1. Cam Ward makes his debut for Tennessee. Denver 8.5-point favorites on the road. Bo Nix year 2. This defense, also a big talking point. How do they frustrate Cam Ward?
Denver, again, another sexy pick for a lot of the experts. Got to come out and prove it. And if you're Tennessee, let's see what Cam Ward has at the NFL level.
An NFC West clash. The 49ers take on the Seahawks. Brock Purdy, the newly paid man in San Francisco, doesn't have the same weapons that he had over the last couple of years. What does this offense look like without Brandon Ayuk for the first chunk of the year? What type of role does Ricky Pearsall have? Are they going to be able to run the ball enough? What does their defense look like? And on the other side, new sheriff in town, Sam Darnold under center. No more DK Metcalf. What does this offense look like with Sam Darnold under center?
What does JSN look like as the number 1 receiver in Seattle? That's a major question mark for me. And San Francisco, the health of Christian McCaffrey. What does that look like? Can he stay healthy the full year?
The game of the weekend for me. The Lions taking on the Packers, and the storyline in this one's pretty simple for me. This is the first act in what is going to be a season-long debate between these two teams atop the NFC West. Who gets that first shot? Who lands the first punch in this, what is going to be an all-season battle between these two teams? Micah Parsons making his debut for the Packers. This should be a fun one. The Packers, a 1.5-point favorite at home.
A heavyweight fight for the division. What does Detroit look like without both coordinators? That's the major question for Detroit this week.
Texans take on the Rams in Inglewood. The Rams 3.5-point favorites. Matthew Stafford, his health, going to play in this game. What does that look like? Can C.J. Stroud and the Texans bounce back from what was an up and down, mostly down year last year? Looking at two teams that are probably going to hover around the playoff spots in both their conferences. Can they get off to a good start?
This feels like a big game for both teams, as we both think they can be wild card teams or competing for the division at the end. Could be a big one.
And after you've enjoyed a big slate of week 1 action, you can settle down at night, sit in front of your television, and watch Ravens-Bills. Potential AFC Championship preview?
This is probably the game of the weekend.
Lions-Packers in this one are neck and neck for me, but I hear you.
I mean, there's not major question marks about either team. We know what they are. We know who they are. This is their first steps to passing Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in the AFC. And for either of these teams, they need to prove it and get the 1 seed to get to the Super Bowl.
Monday Night Football, it is the Vikings against the Bears. J.J. McCarthy's debut for the Vikings. Ben Johnson making his debut as the head coach. What does this new Bears offense look like? Do they put Caleb Williams in positions to succeed? And is it just rinse repeat for Kevin O'Connell? And it doesn't matter who he has under center. Those are the things I'll be keeping an eye on.
Week 1's always fun, right? Because you got JJ. What does it look like with Kevin O'Connell? It's really a rookie start for him after he didn't play all of last year. And then Caleb Williams needs to take that next stop in a Ben Johnson offense. And what is he going to look like? Under center, a lot of play action. This is a guy who hasn't taken a lot of under center snaps. What is that going to look like in a Ben Johnson offense?
And there you have it, your Week 1 NFL look ahead. When we come back, we'll wrap up this hour of the program. A little buy or sell. We'll do it next. It's the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
It's the Dan Patrick Show.
Ben DiNucci, NFL quarterback. I'm still going to introduce you as NFL quarterback. Being on the practice squad, what's the difference in how you're treated, lifestyle?
Honestly, nothing's different. I mean, there's 53 guys on the active roster and there's 16 on the practice squad. And the reality of the NFL is that guys are going to get hurt. There's a reason that these teams put a lot of effort into the practice squad, just like they do the active roster. It's really all the same. You're still traveling with the team. The pay cut's a little bit less, but at the end of the day, it's still great.
Live Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and the KDUS 1060 app.
Jaw-dropping stunts, high-flying tricks, heart-pounding excitement. Nitro Circus is back. The all-new off-the-rails tour. Gravity-defying thrill seekers and world-class daredevils at the top of their game. FMX, BMX, skate, scooter, and everything in between. Experience all new competitions that pit the best against the best in never-been-done showdowns. Nitro Circus. Friday, December 5th, Desert Diamond Arena. Join the action at Ticketmaster.com.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. As director of diamond sourcing, it's my job to make sure every single diamond is worthy of a Shane Company engagement ring. Our team travels the world to see diamonds in person and handpick each one. That type of dedication only comes from working for a company that's been a family business since 1929. No matter your budget, your diamond is guaranteed to be the most beautiful because a friend wants you to pick from only the best. Drop by your store or shaneco.com and see for yourself. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Stay at the heart of it all with a special Cliff Castle room rate starting at just $99 with no resort fees. Less fees mean more ways to choose your next adventure at the gateway to the region's best gaming, entertainment, and natural wonders. And expect service from the heart as well. We think you'll love your stay with us and all the value we provide, starting at just $99 with no added fees. Cliff Castle Casino Hotel, at the heart of it all. Valid Sunday through Thursday. Some restrictions apply. An enterprise of the Yavapai Apache Nation.
Every day begins with the promise of something new, a new perspective, a fresh start. At Banner Health, right here, right now, we're pioneering new ways to treat cancer with our own immune systems. We're among the first to treat Parkinson's with the patient's own cells. And we're a world leader in artificial heart implantation, all while training over 1,300 doctors every year. Impressive, right? It's just another Banner day. Banner Health.
Attention all clones. The Jim Rome Show is here for you every day here on KDUS AM 1060.
Lots to get done. Welcome to the program.
Listen in as Rome dives into the biggest sports headlines of the day. From final scores, player contracts and trades, team prospects, and even a spicy take or two. The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. every weekday here on KDUS AM 1060.
That's the trick.
Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
All right, let's jump right into it. Buy or sell, closing up hour number 1 here on the first official Football Friday of the year. I just, shows like this are so much fun. It's just always fun to get you ready for the football weekend, and it's even doubly exciting when it's the first football weekend of the year. So I'm assuming a football-themed edition of Buy or Sell, probably mix in some other stuff as well. What is on the docket today?
We'll start with the only non-football one.
Okay.
In Buy or Sell. Jordan Lawler will not be in today's lineup.
Oh, you're trolling me. You're just trolling me with this one.
Have to do it.
If you're watching us on YouTube, you can just see the stress that I'm going through right now. Thinking about the idea that he's not in the lineup tonight. Like, it pains me.
I woke up this morning thinking, like, I really don't think he's going to play again.
No, he has to play.
I really think there's a chance he does not play again.
What's the pitching matchup?
Let's look at it.
Is it a righty? Because if it's a righty, I'm a little.
It does not matter.
No. It shouldn't matter. What we very clearly learned here.
It's Tolley.
It's Peyton Tolley.
Who is a left-hander.
Peyton Tolley is a lefty. We're in, baby. We're in. No. What was the take?
Jordan Lawler will not be in today's lineup.
Sell, baby, sell. We're in there.
I just want to make it very clear. If he does not play today.
Okay. Monday show is going to be, the daily special is going to be a reaction to the Cardinals. I'm just telling everybody right now, if Jordan Lawler doesn't play 2 of the 3 games over the weekend, the second segment on the show is going to be me screaming into this microphone. This is just your friendly radio host giving you an announcement here, like a PA system. 11:15 on Monday is going to be me losing my mind to start the week.
If he does not play.
If he does not play in 2 of the 3 games at least.
How about this? If they sit him once, I'm going to be irate. I don't care about righty-lefty. Who cares?
We're on record with this. We've been saying it all week. He needs to be playing every day.
What does righty-lefty matter?
It doesn't. It shouldn't. Just get him the most at-bats possible.
Okay. Now to the National Football League.
I got to tell you, I have a pit in my stomach that he's not in the lineup tonight.
A touchdown game with having the ball late will be a statement win for the Cardinals.
Up a touchdown with the ball late is
running out the clock.
No, that's not a statement win. You got to be up multiple scores.
What's your statement win?
It needs to be double digits at least. I mean, I need to see a 34. Can you win the game 34-17? Like, that's what I need on Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, now you're asking for a 3-score game.
Can you win 31-7? I mean, that's how much better you are than the Saints. Like, I know everybody on social media likes to troll me and be like, oh, it's the Cardinals. No, change your expectations, everybody. Change them.
So let me find it. So 31-7. And in my head,
I don't have enough. That's not an official prediction. I just was.
No, I know.
Out there.
I'm just. Their largest margin of victory last year was 31, and that obviously they beat the Rams in week 2, 41-10.
That's what you should do on Sunday. That's what it should look like.
Yeah, I agree. There will be at least one decent size upset in week 1.
So it's got
feels like there always is, right?
So it's got to be an underdog.
Has to be an underdog.
And I would assume you're asking me to look at an underdog that's probably more than the normal 3 points, right?
I would say, because to me, Houston's a 3-point dog.
So let's do this.
That's not a major upset.
I'll do the thing. I've got the bet 365 odds up. Saints are plus 6.5. I don't think that's happening. Panthers, Jags is only 3.5. I don't count that. Are the Browns going to beat the Bengals? No, that's not happening again. Are the Giants? Ooh, the Giants over the Commanders is only 6.
The 2 ones that I circle.
Ooh, I like that.
The Giants over the Commanders, just that pass rush causes so many issues. It feels like they could win any game if they get there.
That's the only one that's at a number that I think is.
And then I think the other one for me is Tennessee.
You think Tennessee's going to win the game outright?
I don't think. I just think that could be the case.
I'll sell the take. because I only see 2 games where it's possible, and I really only like one of them.
Taking your odds.
I'm just going to play the field and say, no, we're going to have a pretty... Now, could one of these teams that's a 1.5-point underdog win? Yeah, I think that's possible.
But that's not really an upset.
That's not really, I think, the spirit of the question. Hour number 1 of the program in the books. When we come back, what defines a good start for Kyler Murray on Sunday? That's next. It's the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. Help Arizona women succeed and win a brand new Toyota Tacoma SR5 double cab. Enter Fresh Start's Toyota raffle for a chance to win a Tacoma and support Fresh Start's mission of helping women on the path to self-sufficiency. The early bird gets the worm. Buy 8 tickets for $500 by September 30th. Thanks to Valley Toyota dealers. All proceeds help Fresh Start empower women. Raffle entries limited to 1,500 tickets. Open to Arizona residents 21 and over. Visit freshstartwomen.org/Toyota raffle.
Prepare for the Maximum Fun Tour. A day to remember. Yellow Card. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. Saturday, October 25th. Special guests, The Wonder Years and Dinosaur Pile-Up. Tickets from $30. On sale now at livenation.com. A day to remember. Yellow Card. Part of the American First Credit Union Concert Series.
Things today can seem kind of unpredictable. Who knows what's around the corner, right? Well, at Total Wireless, we want to give you something to be sure about. With us, you save 50% off Metro and Cricket when you switch with one line. Guaranteed. And you get to keep the phone and number you love. Visit our Total Wireless store today. 50% savings for unlimited plans versus comparable Total Wireless unlimited phone plans based on standard plan rates. Some customers may only receive guaranteed savings after contacting us and validating the current plan rate. Excludes promotional, discounted, and bring your phone rates. For Total 5G unlimited plan or higher, auto pay required. Applied on next renewal date. Additional terms apply.
There are a million reasons to smile. A million reasons to laugh. And now the Arizona Lottery is giving you a million reasons to play. Because when you play Strike It Rich, all cash or any scratchers worth $10 or more, you can enter the $1 million Mega Market giveaway for a chance to win an all-expense paid Las Vegas vacation and up to $1 million. Learn more at ArizonaLottery.com. Arizona Lottery. Love the play.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
This fall, choose Primavera Online, and you'll be choosing a school with flexibility, personalized support, and an award-winning curriculum that's over 20 years strong. Now enrolling grades K-12 at chooseprimavera.com.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hour number 2, first football Friday of the year. We got the pick segment coming up at 12:30 or around there. You want to get involved? We're going to pick a number. I don't have the number in my head just yet. And one caller is going to be able to play against us every single week here on the show. You're going to have a 3-point play, a 2-point play, a 1-point play. Evan and I are competing against each other all season long. You just have to beat us the week that you are picked. So we're taking one of you at 12:30. So have your picks ready to go. Be ready to bring it. We'll probably share our picks, and then we'll go to the caller towards the end of the segment. So if you want to be involved, if you want to have a chance to win a $50 gift card to Von Hansen's for taking us on in the Pick'em contest, in the picks, we're doing that at 12:30. But right now, I want to try to define what would be a good game for Kyler Murray on Sunday, because most of the time, all of the attention is paid to the quarterback in this sport anyway. But here, I think we're extra sensitive to the way Kyler Murray plays, and we're extra sensitive to how well or poorly he performs and the impact that his performance has on the result. And so I want us to try to set some guidelines, to set some parameters ahead of time and have the benefit of looking back on this on Monday and saying, we defined this. We said this would be a good game. He did X, Y, and Z. We're going to call it a good game despite the result. So let's try to put that framework together. And I don't want to be the guy that says, oh, he has to have a 69% completion percentage and he has to throw 3 touchdowns and not have a turnover. I don't want to get that specific with it, but I'm sure we can come up with specific benchmarks that we want Kyler Murray to succeed in. And I think it can be directly related to how other players perform. As Evan pointed out in the first hour of the program, we know what the Cardinals' record is when Trey McBride and Kyler Murray were 1-2 in whatever order atop the targets share for the Cardinals. When those guys were number 1 and number 2, the Cardinals rarely lost. So is that one of the benchmarks? Is one of the benchmarks, hey, those 2 guys need to be the top of the target share? That means you had a good day at the office. Is it? Do we want to say, hey, if you don't commit any turnovers, that's a good game for Kyler Murray? Is it just as simple as saying, don't make the big crucial mistake, don't have any second half turnovers? Because let's face it, I feel like I know this audience pretty well. I think I know the way you think because of the way we interact on this show and the way we talk about the Cardinals and the feedback that I get from you, either on YouTube or social media or when you call into the program. There's a lot of different ways for you to get involved in this program, and we're paying attention to them all. And so I know you. At least I think I do. And I know that if Kyler Murray goes 28 for 32 and throws for 275 yards, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions, and somehow the Cardinals still lose, I'm not so sure many of you will be ready to heap praise on Kyler Murray on Monday. You'll find something to critique, something to complain about. So even if he has statistically a great game and the Cardinals don't win, I'm sure the complaint will be, wow, one of those incompletions. Just didn't have that fourth quarter drive to win the football game. You'll find something. Matthew over on the YouTube says 250 plus passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, no interceptions, 35 plus yards on the ground. So if he hits all of those marks and the Cardinals still lose, we're comfortable coming in here on Monday and saying, man, that loss isn't on Kyler. Kyler did great. Kyler's the franchise quarterback. See, I don't think being that specific helps us here. I think what helps us in defining a good performance for Kyler Murray on Sunday is looking at it through this lens. In the key possessions, when the game was in doubt, early on in the game if it's 1 possession, somehow if the game is 1 possession coming out of the first half or in the last 4 minutes of the football game, does Kyler throw an interception in those moments? When the game is within doubt, either side, Saints leading, Cardinals leading, game tied, any point, how does Kyler function in those drives? Is he leading the team on drives to give them the lead? Is he not turning the ball over? Is he keeping the offense on schedule? That's something I'm going to be very closely paying attention to. We have said you're not going to eliminate the turnovers from Kyler Murray's game. You just need to change when they happen. That falls on him. So I'm going to steal Kenny Dillingham's framing of this. How does he look in the last 4 minutes if they have the ball? How does he look the first 4 minutes coming out of the half if they have the ball? How does he look 2 minutes to go if the team has the ball? You're going to know. You're going to be watching this game, and there's going to be 3 or 4 series throughout this game that you're going to say, this is a really important drive for this team. How does Kyler Murray handle himself in those 3 to 4 drives? Does he keep the offense on schedule? Does he score points? Does he limit the turnovers? Does he do all of those things? That's what I'm paying attention to. I'm not paying attention to, I know the Cardinals lost, but he threw for 275 yards and 3 touchdowns, so everything's okay. I don't think that's going to be the conversation that we have on Monday. I don't think that's the conversation you're going to want to have on Monday. So there's going to be, we may debate this on Monday, but there's going to be 3 or 4 drives throughout this game that I'm going to write down in my notebook when taking notes on the game. And I'm going to say, this is one of those drives. And this is a drive where if Kyler's not turning the ball over, if they're scoring points, he's keeping them on schedule, he's playing the field possession game, you can't score points on every drive. You're not going to be that good of an offense. Not even the best offense in the league scores on every possession they have. But there are going to be 3 or 4 drives where you're going to say, this is a drive where you need points. Cardinals have a 1-score, 10-point lead coming out of the half. They get the ball. That's going to be one where you circle and say, hey, can you lead the team on a nice 7-8 minute drive and end it in a touchdown and basically end this game right now? And if he does that, and he's keeping the offense on schedule, and he's making some big throws, and he's the reason they go down the field and score those points, you're going to say, job well done. See, other quarterbacks, I think, you can look at statistically and say, good game, not good game. I don't think with Kyler Murray, we are going to look at it through that lens. We're going to look at it from the offense overall. How'd the offense do? Did they stay on schedule? Did they get Marv involved? Did they get McBride involved? Were they taking those deep, explosive plays? Were they converting on those deep, explosive plays? Were they having that frustrating drive that makes you want to throw the nacho bowl through the television screen where they go 3 and out and it looks like they've never played football before? Those are the things I'm going to be paying attention to. And so this is really hard to define. I want us to try to define it. And I've given you some of the things that I'm going to be paying attention to, but I do think this is hard to define. I think it's hard to put parameters on what's going to define a good game for Kyler. Because Kyler last year played some games where I think many of us would say he didn't play great. Cardinals still won because of the good defense, because of the running game. And so I don't want it to be, Kyler's got to take over and throw for all these numbers, and that's going to make a good game. Because he can do that, and he can throw their rhythm off offensively, but he can have all the great stats in the world. It's not going to make me feel better about who he is as a quarterback. I want to see the poise. I want to see the composure. I want to see him keeping the offense on schedule. And I want to see those 3 to 4 drives throughout the game that we're all going to be circling and saying, you need points on these drives. I want to see him convert 75% of those.
I'm going to use a term that often gets looked at as negative, but in Kyler's case, I think it would help him. I want him to be a game manager. I want him to sit back, know the situation, know when not to turn it over, know when to be conservative. I need to see him have a feel for the game in the 2 minutes, the 4-minute situations, go down and get a score when we need one. But other than that, protect the ball in opponent's territory, make sure we're getting out of points when we put together a drive. Those are the things. Don't turn the ball over in the red zone. Don't turn the ball over in the opponent's side of the field. Be more of a game manager when you need to be.
Yeah, and again, when we come in here on Monday and we break down Kyler's performance, we're going to have drives that I'm going to note down in my notebook, and I'm going to say, they started the game with the ball. Did they score points or did they not score points? That's a reflection of Kyler in the offense. Those are one of those drives where you're going to get the ball first, send the message, set the tone early. You get the ball first thing coming out of half. Score those points. Go on a long drive. You get the ball in the final couple minutes of a half. Can you get me in field goal range to steal 3 going into the break? Those are the things that matter to me. Those are the things that are going to tell me he can operate this offense. Those are the things that, how many times have you watched Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow? Name your favorite quarterback, the quarterback you think is the best in the league. How many times do they get the ball with 1:15 to go, either at the end of the first half or at the end of the game, and like clockwork, they can put themselves in position to at least attempt the field goal? That's what I want Kyler to do. Now, it's not on Kyler if they scored the 3 points or not. Did you put them in position to do so? And if you do that over and over and over again, you're going to come out on top. You're going to have more wins than losses if you constantly put yourself in those situations. So those are the things I'm going to be looking for. It's not going to be every drive because they're not going to score on every drive. But there are going to be drives that you're going to be sitting at home on your couch. You've been watching football long enough where you're going to think to yourself, man, this would be a really good drive to score some points on. Like this feels like this would change the balance of the game if we scored 7 right here. Or Kyler gets the ball, 1:15, 2 timeouts. They're already up 14, and you're thinking to yourself, man, they go down the field right now and they make this a 17-point game. It's going to feel a lot different coming out of the second half. You know, you've been watching the game. You can tell when there are these swing moments, these swing drives. The franchise quarterbacks, more often than not always, they're not perfect. They take advantage of those drives. Can Kyler do that? That's how I'm going to judge him. That's how I'm going to determine when we come in here on Monday. Was that a good Kyler performance or was that a bad Kyler performance? I don't care if he throws for 175 yards or he throws for 350 yards. How did he handle those drives, those situations?
And that includes fourth quarter, trailing, tie games. Can he lead them on those drives to get points or at least put them in position to do so? Those are the things I'm paying attention to.
Big time drives with the clock running down. Don't turn the ball over when you have the opportunity to score. If you gave me 2 notes, those are the big ones.
Yeah. So that's how I'm defining Kyler Murray this weekend. I'm not looking at his individual stats. I mean, obviously, a turnover-free game is going to help him in a big way. If he doesn't turn the ball over, I won't say that the Cardinals will always win, but their win probability goes way up if he's not turning the ball.
Skyrockets.
I mean, a turnover-free game.
I mean,
from Kyler
skyrockets.
Murray,
I mean, the way they run the ball, you don't turn the ball over. I mean, the
way we assume they're going to play defense.
Let's go through it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
You want to do the thing. I don't know what thing we're doing, but
give me a second.
You're commandeering the show, which is fine.
Give me a second.
It's a Football Friday. Well, maybe you could give me like a little hint of what we're doing.
We're going to go through the Cardinals' schedule last year.
Okay.
And we are going to
see if he turned the ball over and how they did.
Yep.
All right.
It's exactly what we're going to do.
It's going to take a little bit.
Give me 2 seconds here.
1, 2.
Okay, we have the schedule. See that? That's pretty good.
That was pretty good producing right there.
Yep. All right. At Buffalo, we'll start there.
I think he turned the ball over in the second half of that game, if I'm remembering correctly. He may have done it early in the game, too. They were winning that game going into the fourth quarter.
I need game logs.
So what you need to do, let me help you here. Let me produce inside the producing of the show. You need Pro Football Reference for this.
Yeah.
If you're trying to do this with ESPN box scores, it's not going to help. Listen, ESPN box scores are great for me to reference when we're breaking down a game, but for this type of for exactly what you're asking for, this is definitely you need Pro Football Reference to just be able to hit next game, and be able to.
I need to go game logs of 2024 is what I need to do.
Yeah, I mean, I got you. Right.
Okay, I got it. Okay. Game 1 at Buffalo. They lose. He does not turn the ball over. Okay. No, he has a fumble. Okay, so they lose a fumble.
There you go.
Game number 2, 41-10. He does not turn the ball over. Game number 3, they lose to Detroit by 7. He throws an interception. Game number 4, they lose to Washington. They get crushed. He does not turn the ball over. Game number 4 is the win against San Francisco. He does turn the ball over twice. No, sorry. They got that fumble. Loss at Green Bay. Fumbled, lost. Win against the Chargers. He throws 1 interception.
That was the Monday night game where the defense played out
of their minds. Yep. Win at Miami. Did not turn the ball over. Did fumble, but they recovered it. Game number 9, Chicago. You win 29-9. You turn the ball over once on a fumble. New York Jets, you win 31-6.
You didn't turn the ball over that week.
Did not turn the ball over that week. They did fall on the fumble. Loss at Seattle turns the ball over.
Turn the ball over in that game, yes.
Loss at Minnesota turned the ball over twice.
You don't even need to tell me the next game. He turned the ball over 2 times on the first 3 drives.
Yep, Seattle turned the ball over twice. Next week,
Carolina?
win against New Orleans. Not New England. Sorry. And did not turn the ball over. Carolina, he turns the ball over twice. 1 fumble, 1 pick. At Rams, turns the ball over twice, 2 interceptions, and does not turn the ball over the last week of the year against San Fran.
Don't turn the ball over. You have a good chance to win.
I mean, that stretch of turn the ball over twice at Carolina, Seattle, Seattle.
That's the difference.
The Rams.
That's the difference between making the playoffs and missing the playoffs. That stretch right there. Yeah. So those are the things you're going to gauge and judge Kyler Murray on going into the weekend. Be fun to break it down on Monday, the good, bad, and ugly of it all. And hopefully it's way more good than it is bad and ugly. 480-864-1060, the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. We've also got you over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube live stream where you can watch the show over there and interact with us as well. When we come back, will the Sun Devils clean things up and make it 2-0? That's next. The lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
Ready to tackle each morning with the best sports information coming at you?
I'm going to take a logical approach.
Get that weekday mornings on KDUS AM 1060 from 6 to 9 a.m. with the Dan Patrick Show. Dan Patrick, the Danettes, sports icons, sports legends, celebrities, poll questions. The Dan Patrick Show has it all.
It's a crapshoot.
Be sure to lock your dials to AM 1060 or 100.7 HD2 from 6 to 9 a.m. Mornings just got better.
This story is about us.
Global Credit Union, how can I help you?
It's one of those voice prompts.
Representative! Good morning. How can I help?
Wait, is this a real person?
It's 2 a.m.
We're here to help members 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
Impossible.
At Global, possible. Learn more at globalcu.org. Global Credit Union, your world of financial possibilities.
Make memories you'll cherish for years to come. Join Miss Appleberry, JJ, Cody, Nina, and Cece for a lively Melon Patch musical adventure in this exciting interactive live show. Saturday, October 4th and Sunday, October 5th at the Arizona State Fair. Sing along. Dance along. Play together. Tickets on sale now at azstatefair.com and include Arizona State Fair admission. It's a celebration of connection and childhood wonder. Coco Melon Sing Along Live inside the Coliseum at the Arizona State Fair.
If you could rewind 10 years, what would you do differently? Buy Apple stock at $20? Skip the Ghost Pepper Challenge? Maybe even rethink the skinny jeans. Nate here, owner of Blue Sky Pest Control. Some regrets are harmless, termite damage isn't. You can't go back in time, but you can keep termites from eating your future. Call 602-BLUE-SKY today for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, pests.
Live the horror at Universal Studios Hollywood Halloween Horror Nights. Select nights September 4th to November 2nd. Face your fears in post-apocalyptic LA and a haunted house based on the hit show Fallout. Don't fall victim to Art the Clown inside a grisly Terrifier haunted house like nothing you've seen before. And that's only 2 of 8 terrifying haunted houses. Grab your tickets now at universalstudioshollywood.com/Halloween. Event not recommended for children under 13.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. After an offseason full of misery, finger-pointing, and what-ifs, the Cowboys finally got their chance to silence the noise. And while they didn't shock the world, they didn't embarrass themselves either. A 4-point loss in Philadelphia to the defending champs is nothing to scoff at. But let's be real, something was missing. And maybe that something was a someone named Micah Parsons. For all the offseason drama surrounding his trade, his absence was never felt more than last night because Dallas managed just 1 sack against Jalen Hurts. And time after time, the Eagle QB broke their backs on 3rd down. Parsons was the Cowboys' equalizer, the guy who could change a game on a single snap, a rare player who could track down quarterbacks with his speed. Without him, Dallas's defense looked ordinary. And if ordinary is the new reality, then there's no amount of grit or coaching magic that will be enough to close the gap with Philadelphia. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. High-quality meat, unbeatable freshness, a family-style commitment to care. That's the Heartland difference. Always flash frozen for peak freshness. Go to heartlandsteakco.com, delivered right to your doorstep. Get 2 ribeyes on me with a purchase of $150 or more. Use the promo code football25. Heartland Steak Company, your one-stop shop for straight-to-your-door Midwest meat. Our newest sponsor, you're going to taste the Heartland difference at heartlandsteakco.com.
Whoa! Jason Kelsey just found out that NFL Sunday Ticket now lets you subscribe month to month.
Yeah!
He just realized you can join and cancel anytime.
Ha-ha! Now that's what I'm talking about.
Now he just found $1 in the sofa.
Yeah!
And he just saw a great parking spot open up. Look, just because Jason's easily excited doesn't make NFL Sunday Ticket month to month any less great. Right, Jason?
Yeah.
Get NFL Sunday Ticket month to month and cancel anytime. Woo! Sign up at NFLSundayTicket.com. Renews every month during the 2025 regular season. Cancel anytime. Terms and embargoes apply. No refunds. Commercial use excluded.
James Out West, your desert destination for sports here in the Valley.
You've seen Shador. We've all seen him. He's, kind of everybody gravitates toward him.
He's got aura.
There we go. Thank you, as the young kids say. He's just there doing his job. He shows up early. He stays late. He's not posting it on social media to post it on social media to say, look at me.
What you see is when he shows up to a neighborhood in which just got burned down, the apartment complex, and he sets up food trucks. I can't wait to see what happens for him, and I think that they have a good foundation for the future.
It's James Out West, every other Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m., right here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
ASU will try to make it 2-0 this Saturday. They travel to a very upset Mississippi State. The people there are very upset with Kenny Dillingham.
Words taken completely out of context. Also,
it's college football, man. Everybody.
Welcome to the SEC.
This is what you do. Yes, the SEC turns it up from probably an 8 or a 9 to a 12 out of 10.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, nobody in Columbus, Ohio, if they were like, Columbus, Ohio, we could not find a hotel we like, they'd be like, fair. I just think in Starkville, even though we think it's fair, Starkville's like, what do you mean? Plenty of great hotels.
You know how in the opening segment of the show we talked about how Spitgate could really only happen in the NFL? This story is only a college football story.
Yes.
Like this is definition textbook college
Small
football
college
stupidity.
town.
Like
Yeah.
it is college football to a T, this story. But you know what?
Love it.
I love it because would it bother Mississippi State if it was a team that they thought that they were going to be able to beat pretty handedly over the weekend?
Probably not.
They're probably not getting as excited about this. But they have an ASU team coming to town that, let's face it, should be able to take care of business and beat them. I'm on record. I think this is the most important game of the season for this team. And this is the game I circled when we did our conversation earlier in the summer about the most important games on the calendar. And I circled this one because road game, early test, SEC team. You want to show that you still belong. You want to show that last year wasn't a fluke. Don't give people a reason to, over the weekend and on Monday, say, that ASU story was nice, but they went to Mississippi State and lost to this team. And then their coach talked about hotels and it drove everybody crazy and they had the cowbells at practice. Like, you lose this game, there's going to be a lot of social media trolling happening on Saturday.
A
lot of it.
They've really played into it a little bit.
Now, yes, practice with the cowbells. Yeah,
that is part of, like,
Kenny's going to be Kenny. He's going to talk
that
about the hotels.
video is going to look much worse than it actually is. Right? Like, that's an environment thing.
But you lose.
And it looks way worse.
It looks way worse. And let's be honest, I think everybody's kind of waiting to jump this team. Everybody's kind of just lurking in the shadows, and they're waiting because you're one of the big boys in college football. They're lurking to be like, see, you don't belong.
What's the Spider-Man quote? Everybody loves a hero until they see a hero fall.
Right.
I mean, that's what it is. Like, you love the underdog for 1 year, and then it's like, okay, that was fun, that was cute. They don't belong, and that's what the upper echelon of college football thinks about Arizona State. And so when you have the opportunity to go to Mississippi State, and while Mississippi State isn't the cream of the crop in college football, that's a big time program.
I mean, let's talk about this in truths. Arizona State is a nearly touchdown favorite on the road at an SEC school.
That alone.
That sentence is true. They are 6.5-point favorites on the road at an SEC school. When's the last time you think you could say that?
Never. I don't think that's ever, because
I don't have an answer.
So last year was the first time they beat an SEC school when they beat Mississippi State.
But that was here.
So, I mean, but that's my point of now saying, when were they a favorite at an SEC school? I would go on the record and say, I would believe this would probably be the first time they are a favorite at an SEC school. And I'm going to look that up.
And by the way, you assume that the home team always gets that 3 to help them out. You're saying this game played on a neutral site, played on the moon. ASU is a 9.5-point favorite in this football game. I mean, the market's telling you what they think about ASU this weekend. They're telling you that they think that they are overwhelmingly the better team. And so can the Sun Devils clean up their act from week 1 and have that performance that we thought we were going to get in week 1, and now we kind of need it here in week 2? Because Unlike what we said about Eagles, Cowboys to open the show, the style points matter here, and you can make up kind of stumbling a little bit at home last week against NAU if you go to Mississippi State and completely handle your business this weekend, and that's going to require better discipline. It's going to require them cleaning up their act with some of the ticky-tack penalties that they picked up. It's going to have to happen on the backs of a more balanced offense approach that gets way more people involved, a better commitment to running the football with your very talented running back room. All of these things need to be focal points for this team this weekend. And I got a lot of questions about this team coming out of that NAU game. And I said on Monday, yes, we did a show on Monday. We were here. I'm not overly concerned. I'm going to give them the 1 week mulligan. But boy, you haven't helped me out here going into a game that I've already called one of the tougher games on your schedule. I was already worried about this game because it's an SEC test. It's a road game. It's your first road game of the year. It's coming in week 2. You're still trying to find yourself this year. I worried that they could slip up here and give everybody the talking point. And then you go out and you don't play your best football in week 1. So now I'm still worried that you got some rust to shake off. And if you're still rusty going into Starkville, if you're still rusty going into Mississippi State, they can beat you. They can not only cover the 6.5, they can beat you outright. You can't play with your food the way that you played with NAU a little bit, that you got away with not playing A+ ball. You played maybe C+, B- football, and you got away with it. You play C+ or B- ball, I don't think you're winning this weekend. So clean it up. Clean things up, and I think you're a 2-0 football team. You clean things up, you have the better quarterback, you have the best wide receiver on the field, you have the coaching matchup on your side, you're overall the more talented football team. Clean up the little things. Do not hurt yourself. That's the thing that did them in last weekend. Don't commit those self-inflicted wounds. You don't do that, I think you cover the 6.5. I think you're 2-0. We're coming in here on Monday talking about 2-0, taking care of business. Getting this season on track, getting this season going, getting this train leaving the station. Train didn't leave the station after week 1. Are we still allowed to make train analogies when it comes to ASU? Has it been enough time for me to be able to go back and make a train analogy?
I think you can make a train analogy.
The Herm on the train thing, I don't know how people feel about train analogies in ASU. But get the train leaving the station. You do that by going to Mississippi State this weekend, taking care of business. If you don't, guess what? You're 1-1. You've proved everybody who has said that you were a one-hit wonder right. And boy, are you going to hear all about the comments that you made last week or this week. You're going to hear about all of the videos of the cowbells going off at practice. You're going to hear all of it. You got to take care of business this weekend.
ASU has never been a favorite against an SEC school until this week.
Well, considering that you told me that last year's win over Mississippi State was the first time that they had beaten an SEC school, I would have assumed that they were not favored in many games.
The one I didn't know about was in 2015. They played A&M in Texas, not at A&M, but somewhere in Texas. Do you remember that game? It was the first game of the year.
2015?
Yeah.
So that was technically my senior year.
So they played Texas A&M. Arizona State was number 15 in the country, was still 3-point dogs.
Yeah, 2015 was my senior year. I was doing the math in my head.
Yeah, so Arizona State came in as the ranked team, playing Texas A&M unranked. We're still 3-point dogs, and they lost 38-17.
Yeah, they didn't play well in that game.
No. It was bad.
Berkovici was still the quarterback then, right?
Yeah, 25 of 41 for a touchdown. Kyle Allen, by the way.
Was the starter on the other side for that game?
Local guy.
Nice.
15 of 26, 2 touchdowns, and an interception.
Just take care of business this weekend. Clean up the stuff, to quote Kenny Dillingham from earlier this week. Yeah, it's all fixable, so go fix it. I don't want to hear about it. Just go fix it. Fix it. Take care of business. Be 2-0. Get this season going. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program, and you're going to need that phone number because on the other side, we've got the picks. The first pick segment of the year. Producer Evan is already down 2 points. He lost his 2-point play last night, so he's only got 4 potential points.
Again, we are tied. I'm down a 2-point opportunity.
Again, only has a maximum of 4 points because he lost his 2-point play last night. He took the Eagles plus the 8.5. So I don't even think he feels good about his team being 1-0 because he lost the 2 points this weekend, and now he's off to an 0-1 start in the picks. Your overall record is 0-1. The overall record matters as well here. The points are what determines the win.
I'm a half game behind you.
You are a half game behind me in the standings, yes. Now, that's the tiebreaker. Total points is who wins. If we somehow are tied on points, it's whoever has the most actual victories. Okay? That's how we'll determine it. We need you. You're participating. Chance to win a $50 gift card to Von Hansen's, trying to beat one of us in the Pick'em contest. We're going to go caller number 5. 480-864-1060. Producer Evan will get you all set up to join the program to give picks. Remember, you have a 3-point play, a 2-point play, and a 1-point play. You are playing exactly the same way that we are. And if you want to be a part of the Pick'em contest, you want to represent the listeners and battle us this week in Week 1, 480-864-1060. Caller number 5, you will be a part of the Week 1 Pick'em contest. We'll make our picks when we come back. It's the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
On your ride home from work, join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
If we owned our own football team called the Angry Roosters and we kept signing people to contracts and they weren't honoring their contracts and kept demanding raises, at what point do we throw our hands up and just say no to everybody? We signed you to a contract, play out your contract, and that's it. You earn a better contract on your next one, we'll pay you for that.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Week 1 starts now, and every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers, this one's for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code AM1060. That's code AM1060 to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV in partnership with DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. 21 plus. Arizona only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday Ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday Ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday Ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Are you ready to score big with your finances? Right now, get $350 for opening a new MidFirst checking account. Just visit a branch near you or go online. Plus, register your MidFirst debit or credit card and enter to win a $1,500 shopping spree. No purchase necessary. The clock's ticking, so don't wait. Win big this season with MidFirst Bank. Visit midfirst.com for details. MidFirst Bank. True to you. Member FDIC.
Judas Priest and Alice Cooper. The metal gods, Judas Priest. The godfather of shock rock, Alice Cooper. October 22nd, Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater with special guest, Corrosion of Conformity. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Presented by 100.7 KSLX, part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
Wendy's has a huge new drink lineup. And you know what goes great with your to-do list? A little treat. And we've got one for everything on that list. The have-to-do stuff? You need a Frosty Frappe. The want-to-do stuff? Obviously a Tangerine Twist Lemon Freeze. The stuff that's been on your list for like a year? That's going to be a Sparkling Energy. And maybe a reality check? Giving your to-do list a to-drink list? Gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's, Sparkling Energy with caffeine.
The garage door springs that come standard with most homes don't last. And when they fail, it's not just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello at A1 Garage Door Service. Our springs are the toughest in the industry, backed by our lifetime warranty. That's right. Fix them once and you're covered for life. Don't risk your family's safety or your peace of mind. Let A1 replace your springs before they become a problem. From repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one.
A1 from day one.
The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alessio is your hub for everything high school and college sports. Join Vince and friends as they give you the full picture on student athletes and where they're heading. Live interviews with coaches across the valley.
Asking some of the tough questions.
Varsity recaps and in-depth interviews with tomorrow's sports stars. The Varsity Sports Show with Vince D'Alessio. Live every Saturday morning from 9 to 11 a.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
All right. It's time to make our selections. It's the pick segment. Brought to you by Von Hansen's. Located at Alma School just between Elliott and Warner in Chandler. Online at vonhansensmeats.net. You're going to want to follow them on social media. Go to the website, vonhansensmeats.net. You can join the email list. There's weekly specials, the monthly ad, and for football season, they got everything. Meats, beer, wine, barbecue rubs, wood chips, top-of-the-line beef and pork. All of it comes from the Midwest. They can customize orders. They have been in Chandler for 18 years. This is a place that you're going to want to go for football season. Located at Alma School just between Elliott and Warner in Chandler. Online at vonhansensmeats.net. Bunch of cowards that we have listening to this program. Nobody wanted to take on the challenge. Nobody. Everybody afraid to lose. Everybody afraid to be embarrassed. Not afraid. And we're not afraid to go out on a limb. We're not afraid to be wrong. Embarrassed. I mean, Producer Evan's down 2 points already. It's Friday. One game's been played. He lost his 2-point play. Disappointed in the listeners of this program that nobody wants to. But you know what? You don't want to compete? Guess what? We're going to compete.
Oh, we're going to compete.
We're competing against each other. We're making picks right now. So I have 3 picks to make. I have a 1-point pick, a 2-point play, and a 3-point play. So I think we go. Do we go? Do I share all 3? And we're in agreement because we had this debacle yesterday on the program where Producer Evan was using different odds and numbers than I was. So I'm hoping that we've agreed here and we're on the same page and we're using the same numbers. We're using the official DraftKings odds for the pick segment. I'm hopeful that that's what we're doing. So how about this? I'll go first. I'll share my plays. Producer Evan has less picks. He can go second. My 1-point play. It is my only underdog pick of the week. It's my one underdog selection. Taking a big underdog, more than just a couple of points. This team last year played 2 games against this team, division rival. You know what happened? Average margin of victory, 4 points. I think this team is better defensively this year. They've beaten this team outright the year before that a bunch of times. They've been really successful against this team. Producer Evan tells me this team's bound to take a step backwards because of how old their roster is. So my 1-point play this week, the New York Giants, plus 6 points. I think Russ can do enough at the quarterback position to keep this close. I think Washington, in general, hasn't played the Giants well. I like the Giants as my 1-point play.
I thought about that pick.
Considered it.
I certainly considered it, but my 1-point play, some would say I'm going out more of a limb than you are.
Really? So you're just pushing all the chips into the middle. See, I thought you'd play it safe. I thought you played safe without 2 points, but
nope, not doing that at all.
Okay.
I'm going to take Houston on the road at Los Angeles in my 1-point play. Give me Houston plus 3 on the road against the Rams. Major question marks about Stafford's health. I really like what Houston has done. I think they're going to get off to a hot start. And I certainly think this game is going to be a field goal game. This morning, I looked at it. It was 3.5. I loved it at 3.5.
It's at 3 now.
And now it's at 3. I still like it. I loved it at 3.5. If you get it at 3.5, I'm all in.
And
I moved it from a 3-point play to a 1-point play based on the 0.5 point, like very honestly. But at 3.5, I was all in. At 3, I love it. At 3, I really like it.
My 2-point play. Oh, the number changed. The number changed. It changed during the break. Oh, it's even better now. Because I don't get this one. Somebody has to explain this to me. I get it's a road game. I get it's a divisional game. You got to explain to me why the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are only 1.5-point favorites on the road against the Atlanta Falcons. I got to see it with the Atlanta pass rush. I got to see it with Michael Penix Jr. Is he going to be able to score enough points to hang with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield? You have to prove it to me. And all I have to do is win by a field goal if the game is close. Tampa minus 1.5 is my 2-point play. I think this number is totally off. You got a 2-point play for us this week? What do you got on the 2-point play?
My 2-point play, I'm 0 for 2
on
my 2-point play. Eagles did not cover 8.5. I knew that was a heavy spread, but looking at the board this week, there's not a lot that I loved, but I did go with the Eagles minus 8.5, who did not cover last night.
There's been some movement since when I wrote these down earlier in the show.
There has.
My 3-point play moved a little bit. I'm not afraid of it, though. I'm going to keep it exactly where it is. My 3-point play, and some may say using 3 points on this It's going out on a little bit of a limb. Last year, everybody who listens to this show know I ended on an absolute heater on this show. I could lose late. I mean, we would go 5-1, and all of our 6-point plays would hit. We were just on fire. My 3-point play this week for week 1. How are the Browns stopping the Cincinnati Bengals? I know the Bengals have trouble defensively. It's Joe Flacco and the Browns. They're winning by more than a touchdown. They are going to come out of the gates. And even more so after what happened last year, there's going to be a bigger emphasis on we're not losing game 1. Give me the Bengals minus 5.5 as my 3-point play. Now,
my last play, my 3-point play,
3-point play before,
may go out on a limb before we get our caller involved.
No, one of the cowards decided to actually stand up after I called everybody out.
I'm taking a home underdog.
Taking a home underdog.
And you're going to hate this. Seattle Seahawks minus 1.5 at home against San Fran.
Plus 1.5 on Seattle.
I love it.
Okay, so you've got your 1-point play. You've got the Texans plus 3. Your 2-point play, you missed that last night. Your 3-point play, the Seahawks plus 1.5. You went all underdogs for your plays today on the show.
Well, I mean, it was 2, but yeah, I took 2 dogs.
I said all underdogs for your picks today on the show.
Yes. That's just not a lot.
It was a true statement.
I guess it is, but
my 1-point play, the Giants plus 6. My 2-point play, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 1.5. And my 3-point play, the Cincinnati Bengals minus 5.5. And we've got a caller. Brian wants to take us on. Brian has the benefit of the doubt here because he just has to beat Evan because Evan doesn't have 2 points.
And I also want to say Brian wants to give an honorable mention with a college pick.
We don't do honorable mentions for college, Brian. That's not what we do here. This is the pick segment for the NFL.
Okay, I'll skip giving out that guaranteed winner that I have in college.
Okay.
Well, before I get to my 3 picks, I'm looking up NFL Pro Reference. Do you realize that Marvin Harrison Jr., out of 152 receivers last year, he was ranked 145th with yards after catch? He's 6'3", 210 pounds.
That doesn't surprise me at all, Brian. They didn't scheme anything up for him.
I mean, that's just catching the ball and falling down every single time.
Brian,
anyway,
Brian, what are you doing? Brian, I love you. What are you doing? Make the picks. Brian, this is the pick segment. I don't want to hear about Marvin Harrison Jr. where he ranked. Could you just make the picks, please?
I'm sorry. Okay, here we go.
First you have an honorable mention in college, and now you want to talk to me about Marvin Harrison Jr. yards after catch. Now we're overtime. We're not going to get to the leftovers. Can you just make the picks, please?
I might get suspended for next week.
Yes, you're flirting with it. You're flirting with the suspension.
Okay, 1-pointer, and it's killing me. Cincinnati. This is a trap game. I hate that 5.5 or 6.5, but I agree with you, Chris. There's just no way that offense can be stopped. That's my 1-pointer. My 2-pointer, under 47.5 for Green Bay and Detroit. Outdoors, new coordinators. I think it's going to be a bit of a taffy pull. And my 3-pointer. I'm putting all my cards in with Mike Vrabel. I'm taking New England minus 2.5 to win at home.
See?
How's that?
Now that's how you do the picks.
Brian, those are 3 great picks. You were the first person to take a total. I like the under in that game. I don't hate that at all.
All right, Brian. We will.
I hope I don't get banned.
We'll eagerly await to see how your picks do. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to yell, but we're up against it. It's the pick segment. You know what you're supposed to do. No, don't say thank you to Brian. He almost derailed the whole segment, Evan. You're saying thank you to Brian. I can hear you in there saying thank you.
Yeah, my bad.
No, you don't say thank you. He almost ruined the segment. Coming at me with Marvin Harrison Jr. ranking 140. I didn't even, honestly, he started saying the stat. I don't even know what it was. Something about yards after catch.
Yeah, so Marvin Harrison Jr. out of 152 qualified receivers ranked 145th.
You know what?
If he was yards after the catch. By the way, and real quick, that proves that how important Drew Petzing is.
Now hold on. If he was using that as the setup for picking the Cardinals as his 1-point play, I would have allowed it. It had nothing to.
It's even funnier that he did not take anything to do with that game. Like that is the funniest part about it.
He calls in, and I love Brian, and I feel like I can banter with him because he gets what we're doing.
Because he's a P1, and Brian's our guy.
You read the room, man. It's the pick segment. First, you want to give a college play. Well, okay, I'm not giving you points for a college play.
I'll be honest with you, though. you weren't at all a bit curious. He called
You know
it
what?
a lock.
You know what? Now, you know what? You're right. I was so fired up at the end, I forgot to ask him what the college play was just so I could fade it. Just so I could bet the other side of it. Like, he derailed the segment so much, I wanted to pick the other side of the bet. Brian, call back in during the break.
Brian's taking
Brian, do me a favor. Call back in during the break and just tell producer Evan what the college play was so we can talk about it in the leftovers, just so I can pick the other side. So there you have it. The first pick segment of the year. I don't know how we're going to top that, but
off the rails.
Off the rails immediately. That's what you get here on a Football Friday edition of the program. When we come back, hopefully Brian's college bet will come in. We'll know what that is. We got the leftovers, all the rest of the stuff that we didn't get to throughout the course of the program. We will get to it next year. It's the lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
It's the Dan Patrick Show.
Ben DiNucci, NFL quarter. I'm still going to introduce you as NFL quarterback. Being on the practice squad, what's the difference in how you're treated, lifestyle?
Honestly, nothing's different. I mean, there's 53 guys on the active roster and there's 16 on the practice squad. And the reality of the NFL is that guys are going to get hurt. There's a reason that these teams put a lot of effort into the practice squad, just like they do the active roster. It's really all the same. You're still traveling with the team. The pay cut's a little bit less, but at the end of the day, it's still great.
Live Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. right here on KDUS AM 1060 and the KDUS 1060 app.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
You got the paint job, but now you need the materials fast. Get free same-day or next-day delivery on select PPG paints from the Home Depot. Now that's a pro move. Save time on store runs and get free delivery on small or large orders of select items. Save energy shopping around with PPG's wide assortment of colors and finishes all in one place. And save money with Pro Extra, where you can get up to 20% off paints, primers, and stains through Paint Rewards. The Home Depot, how pros get more done.
Meet Barkley. When Barkley smells gas, he leaves fast. When Barkley hears hissing coming from a gas appliance, he leaves fast. When Barkley sees dirt or water shooting from the ground, he leaves fast. Barkley then calls 911 and Southwest Gas from a safe location.
Did that dog just grab a phone and dial 911?
Gas lines can be buried anywhere, so remember to call 911 and Southwest Gas.
Live the horror at Universal Studios Hollywood Halloween Horror Nights. Select nights September 4th to November 2nd. Face your fears in post-apocalyptic LA and a haunted house based on the hit show Fallout and more. Event not recommended for children under 13.
Superstar Car Wash, the car wash with superpowers. Sign up for a free car wash today. That's right, totally free for a limited time. Because we love what makes you shine. See website for details.
Attention all clones. The Jim Rome Show is here for you every day here on KDUS AM 1060.
Lots to get done. Welcome to the program.
Listen in as Rome dives into the biggest sports headlines of the day. From final scores, player contracts and trades, team prospects, and even a spicy take or two. The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. every weekday here on KDUS AM 1060.
That's the trick.
Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Don't worry, everybody. We got the college pick for you. Brian called back in during the break. I've calmed down a little bit.
So I want to make sure I have this right. So I'm just gonna
you're gonna check the number.
I'm gonna check the number.
By the way, welcome back into the lunch break here on KDUS AM 1060. I needed to take a lap after that.
That was one of, and I mean this, the most fun segments we have done. That was so fun.
We're trying to keep, listen, we love interacting with everybody here on the show. You are just as much a part of the show as we are. And so we love you calling in, and we love Brian, and I love giving Brian a hard time. But he just made it too easy there. He calls into the pick segment to contribute, to compete against us. And he wants to talk about two things completely unrelated to the pick segment. If you wanted to do that, then call in earlier in the show.
So Brian.
And then he makes this college pick. We have it. It's the most out of left field pick I've ever heard.
I thought for sure it was going to be in the Michigan-Oklahoma
right,
game
he's
or
gonna be-
ASU. Like, I thought for sure that's where this was headed. No. Brian's taking Arkansas minus 24.5 over the Arkansas State Red Wolves.
So it's actually, I have it on DraftKings. It's 23.5. So we'll give it to him with the 23.5. Now, mind you, this is Brian's college pick. I have no idea how good he is at this. So just do with this what you want. I'm on record saying I'm fading this, and I'm taking Arkansas State plus 23.5.
Now, Brian has a tip on this game.
Okay.
That he heard Arkansas is going to run this up because Arkansas State has been doing the old NAU kicker strategy.
So he's got a buddy who's a buddy who's a buddy that works as the equipment manager who heard something. I mean, that's the most college football thing of all time. Everybody's got a tip. Everybody knows somebody that's like, this team's going to score a bunch this weekend. Give me Arkansas State plus 23.5. And if
I got to say,
honestly, if I could,
I think I'm with Brian.
I'd make it my 3-point play this week. If I could do it, I would make Arkansas State plus 23.5, knowing nothing about the two teams. I'd make it my 3-point play and anti-sweat Brian just on principle.
I just want to also thank Brian. I don't know. I have no idea what time Arkansas State kicks off. 2 p.m. tomorrow. He gave me something to do before the ASU game. I will be glued to my TV for Arkansas State, and I really want to thank him for that.
Yeah, I am going to go out of my way to have it on one of the televisions that I'll be watching college ball over the weekend or sports over the weekend. I will be allocating some time to Arkansas State, Arkansas.
I don't know how else or what else you would do. I mean, that is the perfect way to spend your weekend.
I love the listeners of the show. I really do. But that was a tough one for me. I allowed it to get to me in a way that I don't think.
Yeah, I was gonna say you've really let it get to you.
I just wanted the picks, man. That's all I wanted. It's the first pick segment of the year. We're trying to involve you guys. We're trying to get things off the ground. And I'm hearing about Marvin Harrison Jr.'s yard after catch. And he's not even – the Cardinals aren't even one of the 3 plays.
Yeah. Yeah, alarming.
Alarming. Yeah, troubling is a word that I would use. Alarming, troubling, concerning. All of those words applied to what happened in that last night. Now, Brian, you're not suspended. We're having fun.
No.
I'm not going to suspend
and it's
you.
Not – I was very clear with him on the phone. He can't be suspended. Jordan Lawler was over 31.
No. And by the way, the Sounder's not suspended. I mean, he had a multi-hit game. It's back. So, no, you're fine. But It's just, man, I lost it. I don't know what came over me, but I just wanted to get on with the pick segment. Okay, we've only got a couple of minutes here. What do we have in the leftovers today on a Football Friday?
So I got a new idea on Football Friday.
Okay. I'm
going to do some leftovers, start-em, sit-ems for fantasy. What do you think about this?
You know what?
You hate it.
It's not just
that you hate it.
No, but just because I paused to consider it, you didn't bring this up in the morning meeting.
No.
I'm reacting to it in real time. Here's what I'll say. You want to give it a shot this week and we'll see what the listeners think? Fine. I'm not going to promise that we'll do it throughout the whole year. But you want to do it? I will give you the leftovers is kind of your thing. I'll let you do it and we'll see what the listeners say. But if the ratings die for this segment, we're gonna go back to the OG leftovers.
Well, the problem is I always lose Michael.
So Michael in general is not a leftovers guy. I don't know what we have to do to keep Michael around for the last segment of the show. Probably just get rid of the leftovers. But we like the leftovers because it creates banter like this. But all right, so you want to do some fantasy football? All right, you know what? Give it a shot.
For my stardoms this week, Jordan Love at quarterback. Love J. Love this week. This is a big week for him. I think. You come out against a new coordinator. They're going to be throwing the ball around the yard. You add Matthew Golden like that. For my sit-em, Patrick Mahomes. Tonight, I wouldn't play him. I know that's a bold take. But until that offense could show me anything, really, really don't love it. In Cleveland, I'm going with Jerome Ford as my stardom.
I have him in one of my leagues.
And until Cincinnati can stop the run against anybody, just play the running back against them until further notice. Correct?
I would agree. I would agree that until Cincinnati shows an ability to stop the run or a willingness to stop the run, that most running backs are going to have a favorable matchup when they face that team.
James Cook is my sit-em for running backs. Now, you probably took him pretty high, so you're going to play him. But I don't love his odds this week. Against Baltimore.
Good run defense.
It's great run defense. I think they'll have success. My stardom. Are you ready?
For tight end or for receiver?
For receiver.
Okay.
T-Mac, Tetaroa McMillan, Carolina. I'm telling you, this is a big offense. This is a big week in week 1. He's catching a touchdown this week.
Okay.
I love that.
Okay.
My sit-em, DK Metcalf. I have no idea what that offense is going to look like. I also know that Sauce Gardner is probably going to cover him.
We'll see how the Jets try to utilize their corners. They didn't travel them under Saleh, but now Glenn is there. Will he have Sauce travel with DK the whole game? Something to keep an eye on. But I hear you wanting to see what this offense looks like. DK is incredibly talented, but like, how much do they throw the ball? What does Rodgers look like at this stage of his career? Like, there are a lot of legitimate questions that could make you go, do I really want to start this guy over maybe some of the other options that I have?
And similar to what Pickens was there, right? Like, boom or bust. Pickens could have 0 or 23, and I wouldn't have been surprised either way.
It does feel very boom or bust.
At tight end, last one, my stardom, Hunter Henry. Love Hunter Henry. I think they're going to throw the tight ends a lot. My sit-em, Evan Ingram. I think that offense is going to take some time.
All right.
Especially for him.
We'll see what the listeners say about the Football Friday leftovers being a fantasy football starter sit-em.
I'll be honest with you, I don't love how it went.
Okay, well, that's going to do it for us. Friday edition of the show in the books. Everybody enjoy the football. I'll talk to you on Monday. See ya.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX